You're watching Drake Wing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wing Gaming, and some of you on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Promises to Keep. Artemis's path, y'all. Let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. So yeah, this place is dirt cheap. The water pressure sucks ass, and the electrical wiring is older than my grandma, but I can afford the rent. Past a certain point, that's literally the only thing that matters. And of course, the garage door does not work, famously, which is why I'm getting old and gray looking for this fucking key. His tone is encouraging. Sure, he hasn't cracked a smile yet, and the stress of the morning still lingers on his face, but a bit of the Artemis I know is starting to shine through. I can help look if you don't mind me touching your stuff. Please. I convince it's somewhere obvious, and I'm just too used to this place to see it. A fresh eye should probably help. I jump in and begin the search. Maybe now it's the time to ask? So, you play guitar? No, those are just for show. Yeah, I do. Bass, too. I'm happy to hear the playful sarcasm in his voice, even if it's directed at me. I'm not the worst. Sometimes I even sound good. When we have more time, my phone buzzes in that specific way that makes my stomach drop. A call. It's Hunter. Shit, of course it is, and we're still fucking around up here. I answer. Hey, what's up? Hey, so, did you two leave without me? I'm out front of Artie's place. No! Artemis calls from across the room. We're, still looking for something. You can go on ahead. We'll catch up. All right, I'll see you there. He hangs up. All at once, the tension reasserts itself. I redouble my search efforts, face burning. We've just been up here shooting the shit in the middle of a crisis. My fault, of course. I've been so focused on Artemis that... You know what? I look up from a pile of clothes to see him staring at me from the doorway. I bet you $10 million it's still in the lock. That I left it in the lock the last time I opened it. Which is exactly some stupid shit I would do. As quickly as it came, that playful sarcasm is gone, replaced once more by jagged self-deprecation. Come on, I know it's still there. I just know it. He takes off like a shot. Artemis, wait, the candles! I scramble to the lit candle in the dresser, jumping over the minefield of discarded objects to blow out the flame. I head out to the candle in the kitchen and do the same. As its fragment remnants twirl up into the pockmarked ceiling, I suddenly realize what that underlying scent was. Cigarette smoke. Seems a bit obvious in hindsight. These candles did a pretty good job of masking the smell. This is probably the first time I've entered a smoker's house and not immediately noticed it. Hey, Leo, aren't you in the middle of something? I hurry back down the rickety stairs, berating myself for being so slow. And just as I reach the small, beat-up garage, he emerges out the side door, face like thunder, metal shovel clenched in his talons. Come on, let's move. I've wasted too much time already. It's fine, you didn't know. Yeah, and that was precisely the problem. We've kept them waiting long enough. So you know? He brushes past me, eyes set dead ahead. I'm left with no choice but to follow. Artemis tears through the snow like a miniature plow, seemingly unbothered by the wind's cold gripping fingers. I only catch up to him mere steps from the finish line, number 27. We pull up to the house to find Theo huddled with Hunter and Ollie, each of them practically shouting to make themselves heard over the tempest. There you two are. I thought I told you to stick together. Sorry. Artemis is very pointedly silent, averting his gaze. I was just explaining the plan. Theo gestures towards the narrow passage leading to the backyard of the house. Her apartment is back there. She lives in the back half of the house, and the folks in the front are out of town. So we can't go through the front door? Theo shakes his head. I already tried. Her door's in the backyard. This is going to be trickier than I thought. Not only do the snow piles constrict the already narrow pathway, but the uphill entrance to said pathway is mostly blocked by a submerged car. How the fuck are we going to do this? I'm going to carry her out. There's no way she can walk there by herself. But I don't want to risk that until we've cleared the path a little more. I turn to examine the buried driveway and notice Ollie looking at me. His eyes quickly dart away. Where's Rofi? I brought him in first. Theo heaves a deep sigh and pulls out his phone. I'd have stayed there with him for backup, but I've got to head across the street. He tilts his head towards number 30, the only lit-up house on the block. I need to make sure Tom has everything ready. I'll come with you, Artemis says suddenly, sticking his shovel straight up in a snowbank. What? For the second time today, I meet Theo's eyes and we share the same thought. Bad idea, especially after the talk Artemis and I had in the living room. I could so clearly picture him knocking out Tom's teeth, and as funny as that would be, I opened my mouth to object, and... Artie! Ollie reaches out and tugs on the bird's hoodie sleeve. His gentle voice is almost completely buried by the wind. Maybe you and Leo should go help Rofi instead. He could probably use a helping paw or two. Artemis stares at the dino, clearly on the brink of arguing. I think Hunter and I have things covered out here, especially since you brought me this nice shovel. He plucks it from the snow and smiles disarmingly at the blue jay. Thank God for Ollie. He obviously knows how to handle Artemis in situations like this. A quick look at the blue jay tells me he's wrestling with his thoughts. He knows he's being handled and is not thrilled about it. All right. You're better at shoveling than I am anyway. Always have been. Okay, sounds like you have all this figured out. I'll be back. Theo clumps off. I mouth a silent thank you to Ollie and prepare to head inside. I catch Hunter's eye on the way in. His usual smile appears after a brief moment. Everybody's looking at us. I wonder if they all heard our shouting match in the kitchen. It wouldn't surprise me. I shake the thought out of my head and run to catch up to Artemis, already halfway to the door. With a few practice shoves, he's clearly used to damaged locks and rickety old doors, Artemis pushes his way inside, and I follow right behind him. The bird stops dead in his tracks, and I nearly run into him. Artemis, sir? The combined stench of cigarette smoke and mildew hits me like a wall. Oh, poof! I turn to him with a nervous smile, desperate for some levity. She could use one of your scented candles, huh? Nope, wrong thing to say. Funny stuff, Leo. Real hilarious. He spits out the simple retort and stomps through the musty entryway. I think it's time I shut my mouth. We're talking from Leo today. I follow Artemis into the acrid bowels of the house. As I enter, a gruff, hoarse voice greets me. Who's this? I spot the three of them immediately. The old woman glares at me from her ancient armchair. Thin, pale, and trembling, one milky eye staring off past me into forever. Artemis hovers at a generous distance, regarding her with a mix of trepidation and subtle disgust. Diana, these are friends of mine, Artemis and Leo. They're here to help. Rofi's demeanor comes off calm, but I can feel the tension behind his words. More help? Not sure how much more help I can take right about now. And what the hell kind of name is Artemis? The bird rounds on her, wings and nostrils flared. It's my name. You got some kind of problem with it? Oh God. Can't any part of this mess be simple? Maybe I can't afford to shut my mouth just yet. Rofi, what did you need help with here? He gives me a look that clearly says a lot. He nods his head to the corner of the room. We both follow. Rofi scratches an ear, lowering his voice to a hushed whisper. I'm not really sure what's going on with her. Medically, I mean. Look at her arms. Now that he points it out, I see one of her arms shaking rhythmically back and forth. She's having a tremor beyond what I'd say is normal, and it started maybe a minute before you guys came in, which is worrying. I was thinking... Okay, so what is it? Artemis cuts in, brusque and high-strung, and I wince. He seems determined to fight with literally all of us today. Rofi rolls with the punches, though, not fazed by the interruption. Well, like I said, I'm not sure, but it could be a normal tremor. It could be a movement disorder, but... But what? Rofi plows on, raising his voice louder to snuff out the interruption. I think I'm most concerned about hypoglycemia, low blood sugar. She's been sitting here drinking for 2 days without eating anything. It can cause shaking, weakness, and can throw people into seizure episodes if left untreated. She already has diabetes at baseline. So what? We just give her some juice or something. That'd fix it, right? Well, I need to get a blood sugar level first. I need to make sure she isn't in some sort of sugar crisis that we'd be making worse with juice. Artemis, do you know what a glucometer looks like? A machine that measures sugar levels? Yeah, obviously. I'm not a hatchling. Obviously? I have no idea what that looks like. I'll go fetch it, shall I? He adds petulantly before turning on his heel and walking away. Before he reaches the door, Rofi calls out to him. Sorry, if you see any sleeping pills, those might be helpful too. An exasperated sigh. Well, I'm not a doctor, so you'll need to be more specific. Rofi's face scrunches slightly, but a confidence leaches out of his voice. Benzos, any medications that end in Pam. You should know what they look like, right? The bird freezes, as if Rofi's words were a splash of ice-cold water. What's that supposed to mean? Rofi recoils at Artemis' sudden anger. I don't know what... What the hell are you trying to imply? I didn't mean to imply anything, I just... He clears his throat, regaining his composure. Please just grab those things for me. We'll be here. Whatever. The bird turns and sulks out of the room, leaving just us two. Birdie's got a real beak on him, don't he? And Diana. The dog ignores her and turns to me, eyes full of confusion and regret. Sorry, we're staying focused. I need to apologize to me, Rofi. Okay, Leo, can you go to the fridge and grab anything with sugar in it? If the problem is low blood sugar, we can easily correct it with something sugary. I nod and take my leave, letting the dog attend to Diana once more. Yep, Artemis is definitely one of the more difficult paths I've seen. He is very combative. I find her fridge quickly and locate a few cans of soda and a couple juice boxes, pushing aside a forest of empty bottles and old rotting food. This day has gone so completely off the rails. I'm starting to feel like a passenger on a runaway train speeding into the station. What can I do to turn things around? Can I do anything at this point? Shit, Diana? The sudden curse, rare for Rofi, scares me, and I hurry back with the drinks. When I get back, I see Artemis and Rofi huddled next to the couch. Diana's arm shaking looks worse. The movement's now spreading up to her shoulder. Artemis's face is tacitly expressionless, but I can see the worry plain in his eyes. Okay, Diana, I need you to stay awake. Listen to my voice. The youth glares at him, clearly uncomfortable but alert. We're going to check your sugar now, and then we'll know what's going on, okay? He turns to Artemis. Okay, I need a finger stick needle, the test strip, and the glucometer. Artemis? The bird jumped, startled by him to be addressed directly. What? Artemis, I need you here with me, okay? I'm here! Wish I was anywhere else but here. A finger stick needle, the test strip, and the glucometer, please. The bird mutters something under his breath and hands Rofi what he asked for. Diana, I'm gonna prick you now. She jerks her good arm back before Rofi can fully grasp it. Diana, I need you to work with me. Like hell I will. You better have good malpractice insurance, right? Artemis stands up, towering over Diana's small figure. You better start taking some responsibility for your own health. You have a medical provider trying to figure out what problem is keeping you and us here in the cold. Diana finds some fight in her, despite her condition, and yells back at the bird. What, do you want a medal? What the fuck is your problem, Skinny? Rofi steps up, hackles raised, voice piercing the argument. That's enough! He shoves the bottle of benzos into Artemis's outstretched claw. If you want to help, then start by crushing 2 of these. I don't know if she's gonna be able to swallow the full pills. Crush with what? And where? Rofi's tail flicks, annoyed. I don't know, just figure it out. I need to get the sugar level. You think you're some kind of heroes? So far, the only thing you've done is nag at me and mess up my house. I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right there, y'all. Alright, thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon or YouTube memberships if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!